Hello, this is Hope Rosky with Weddings and Celebrations. Well, when someone thinks about getting married, they want to find that special ring. And today I am here with Elaine Yervan. Elaine, welcome to the show.
Well, thank you for having me.
It is a pleasure because I've been to the Vault, which is your store, and there are so many amazing selections in there. It is just incredible what you have to offer.
Thank
And
you.
your store is located centrally in Fresno at Fig Garden Village, corners of Palm and Shaw. And you've been in business for how many years?
We've been in business for over 30 years.
That says something, and it says that you're an established and trusted jeweler, which I think is
Absolutely.
really good for our viewers to know. Well, we're going to focus, there's so much that we could talk about when it comes to jewelry, but we're going to talk specifically about this special day and the rings and the whole process. One of the things that when people come in, they have a vision in mind. So I know that there are different jewelers, or different, I should say, as businesses like Tacori, Jaffe, that are part of your selection process. Why don't you tell the viewers about each one of them and how they kind of design and which way we go with that?
Well, a lot of the jewelers, the Tacori line is a beautiful expression of design. It has their own niche. It's a little more antiqued, and it has a special look to it. The girls also really love the A. Jaffe, and they also enjoy, we have another line called Gabrielle. Nowadays, the girls are looking for something sort of simple, and what they want is, that's interesting now, is they want a big stone look. So we carry fine diamonds. For example, I would say if you are able to purchase a 2-carat, which most girls want a 2-carat, it costs between $20,000 and $25,000 now for that type of a stone. But we also entertain the people buying a lab-grown diamond, which has the same chemical characteristics as a genuine diamond, but it is $3,000 to $4,000. So depending upon your budget, we're able to accommodate you with just about any kind of style that you would like. And we'll be getting into the custom area also and talk about if you have something you want to specially design. But our selection is very large, and if you come in, it's interesting, most people think they have something in mind, but then when they start trying on different rings, they look different, just like trying on shoes. For your finger. So every single ring has a different style, and sometimes they think, oh, I'm going to buy an oval shape, but they end up buying a cushion or some other type of size of a stone or shape of a stone. So there's a lot of process that goes into making your selection. Yes. About what you want. And some of the nurses people who work with their hands a lot, they don't want something that sticks up too high, or they just want a simple band. There's a lot to think about, that you, not only your budget, but also the type of lifestyle you live and how comfortable you are wearing a certain type of a ring.
Right, and so one of the things and I know that day that I was looking for my ring, it was like I wanted a pear shape so badly back then. I really did, but then when I put it on my finger, it didn't seem to really look the way I wanted, and I went with a marquise, which just looked so much better on my hand at the time.
Right.
So there are different kind of, I think that people need to understand that, yes, you may have this in mind, but then once you try it on, it's a whole different look. And that kind of brings me to my next point, is that people have that vision. And one of the things that you do at the Vault is you will custom create a ring. And there is a whole big process. I know we'll be bringing that up on the screen, but I would love for you to tell the viewers how you go about creating that special type of mold and process in the custom area.
Well, as you were mentioning, you decided that really wasn't the style you were looking for. But let's say you've seen something in a magazine, or you saw something on the internet and you got a copy of it, and this is what you really want. Okay, so you bring it into the Vault and you show us the picture, and we put it into what we call a computer CAD, and we create that computer CAD, and we can send that in your emails, and he'll be bringing this up on the screen, which is just fascinating. And you can actually look at that ring, and you can see it and how it is shaped, and what it looks like. And then we do something called it's a wax, and so you look at the wax, and sometimes you don't really like it. You want to tweak it. You're sure of the way it looks, so we can bring it back to the design studio, and we can decide how we're going to exactly create that ring until finally we get the CAD right, and we get the style that you're really looking for. So it's a process that goes from bringing the look you want into the store, and then we do a CAD, which is what we're bringing up on the screen now, and we send you a computerized generated picture of how that looks, and it twirls around, and you can see it from different angles, and he'll be bringing this up right now for you to see.
And what's interesting too, Elaine, is that, okay, for example, if you have in the image, you say, I'm not really crazy about the gold.
Look at that.
I think that's incredible how that is, and you just see it from all different angles. You could change it to like silver or white gold.
And he can actually click that on the top there, and he can make that white gold instead, or platinum, or rose gold, and make it a different color. So now you can see
that. That's
how
incredible.
that looks.
It does, and you know what? Anytime you change it, it just brings a different dynamic to the ring. But I just love how you can just utilize that as a video and get to see it from outside to inside. That is absolutely magnificent.
Cool?
That is great.
And
I
then
love
also, if you have, let's say you see something in the Corey line, or you see in the Gabrielle line, and you say, oh, I really like this style, but I don't want all those diamonds on the side. I want it to look a certain way. Then we can take those two ideas and then conceptualize and make it the ring that you really like. And then you bring it, as I say, you come in and you're actually able to try it on your hands to see how it feels. If it's comfortable for you, it's really what you're looking for. If not, then we have to go back and redesign until it really is what you're looking for. That is the most magnificent thing. That way you have that very special ring that you always love, and then it'll be a part of your life for as long as you're married to that person.
Exactly. Well, one of the things I think that's really important, and as people were looking at that, they're probably thinking to themselves, how long does this take? Because it is a process.
Good question.
How long should a bride-to-be expect for this?
You really need to allow at least a month, at least 4 weeks, because it takes time. And then if you're also, if you're in a big rush, then yes. But if you're not in a big rush, then you might have to make changes to the ring. We've even had, sometimes we've had to remake the ring because it doesn't suit the person. And so you really need to allow a little bit of time, and this is a girl's dream as to how she wants her ring to look. And if you're going to custom make it, let's allow at least 4 weeks.
Okay, so that I think that's a great time frame. Now, let's talk a little bit about the groomsmen and their bands. What are you seeing in the trends right now?
A lot of young men are buying the tungsten line of we have in there, and it's nice. It's $400, and it has its advantages because of the price. If you want, we have a big selection of fine white gold and yellow gold. And most men buy simple. A lot of men don't like a lot of diamonds. There again, if you do want you want a custom ring, some men will come in and maybe they do like a lot of diamonds, and they've seen something they want to custom do. So some men do that. It depends. I would say to buy a man's ring, like it can be, say, from $800 to $1,500. You could go up to $2,000, I suppose. But the men kind of get cheated on that, and they mention that a lot. That wow, I spent $10,000 on her ring, and she's only going to spend $1,200 on my ring. But that's just the cost of the gold and so on. And You know, it just depends on what you want. But men are simple and they don't like a lot of fuss, so that's what we sell.
And going back to that, I know that there are women that also just want to have a simple band. They want to actually have 2 rings, and I think there's one that goes out to like bedazzle, and this is not going to maybe be the one that you would wear to work, especially if you're interactive with your hands.
Yes.
Like you were saying, somebody who might be in the medical profession, even in the teaching profession, where you may be working closely with your hands and having a cathedral type, what you call a cathedral type ring.
Sure.
You may want to have something a little bit more flat. Why don't you talk a little bit about that?
Well,
too?
if you can bring the camera up, I'd be glad to show you this ring. This one is, let's see, can we do that?
Mm-hmm. We're going to try.
The ring
And then
I
just
have
go
in my
ahead and hold it up a
hand
little bit
is
more.
a Takori ring, and this has a very beautiful big diamonds, very flashy, and of course it's my ring. I've been around a long time, so now I have a big fancy ring. But there's also a band that goes with it. So let's say you just wear the band when you go to work, or if you're going on vacation. I wouldn't recommend you going to Europe in a 2-3 carat stone. So you can just wear a simple band, or if you're a nurse and you wear a lot of gloves and things of that nature, then you might just want to have something extra to wear. This you can actually wear as a set, but sometimes you might have a completely separate ring that's just a band that's different than your wedding ring.
Well, Elaine, I can tell you, you have just been a wealth of knowledge. I think the viewers have certainly gained something from this. I am highly impressed with what you do with the custom designs. I mean, absolutely impressed. And again, you're located at Palm and Shaw in Fig Garden Village.
Just down from CVS Pharmacy
That's
on the
right.
corner.
Mm-hmm. And then you can just stop off there at the vault. They'll buzz you in, and you will have an experience that you will never forget. Both you and Gary, like I said, have been around for over 30 years, and people in the community adore you. When you mention the vault, it is always a positive response, and they are so giving you are to the community, and it is always greatly appreciated. So thank you so much for coming on the show today.
Thank you for having me.
This is Hope Rosky with Weddings and Celebrations.